Well, welcome to Minnesota Power Sports, brought to you by Boomerang Marine and Sports. I'm John Hansen. We love keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world of power sports, from the latest rides to the best local events. And today, we're excited to welcome Dean Schliek, the founder of Minnesota ATV Riders, a fantastic Facebook group for riders all across the state. And you can join the group for free by scanning the QR code in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. Dean's here to tell us about some of the upcoming riding events, taking us all the way from December through April. So we welcome Dean. Hi, Dean. How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks a lot for joining us. Yeah, you're the real pro in this thing. We do know that.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but maybe just obsessed.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten to talk to you. I saw you at Ride the Shore over the summer. That's the big Minnesota ATV Riders event. Before we get into the upcoming events, really quickly, for those that don't know anything about Minnesota ATV Riders, can you tell us about what caused you to start that and why it's such a good thing to be part of the 36,000 plus people that are part of it now?
Yeah, absolutely. So about 15 years ago, we started a Facebook group just to kind of bring people together to share their rides and network and meet up with new riders and explore new areas. We found that there was a lot of people we'd meet out on the trails that had no idea of any other trail systems. They ride one area because that's what they're familiar with. So we kind of wanted to make somewhere that was easy to access all of that information in almost like a real time, if you will. We share a lot of trail conditions throughout the season, with trails that are good, trails that need some work, just kind of a way to keep everybody interconnected. And we started in 2015 with a couple dozen members, and it seems like it just never stops growing. We're all to over 36,000 followers now, and it grows every week. It's been quite the roller coaster.
He won't toot his own horn, but for those that know him, they know what a special guy Dean is. And I've just gotten to know Dean in the last year or so and seen him at work. And folks, let me tell you, this guy works tirelessly to make sure everybody has a good experience that joins that group. And the reward you get isn't exactly monetary. It seems to be just the satisfaction of bringing everybody together, huh?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about. We've met some of the best people in our lives because of the group. We've been able to contact with so many people that are like-minded individuals that just love the same stuff that we do, and it's great.
Well, if there's anybody that's going to know about events going on across the state, you're the guy. So let's start with the first event we want to talk about today. Getting Loose on the Moose, which is something we're actually getting ready for pretty quickly here, coming up December 6th, put on by the Over the Hills Gang ATV Club. What makes this event special, Dean?
So the Getting Loose on the Moose is kind of the kickoff to the winter riding season. We have about 35 trail systems in Minnesota that are open for ATV use year-round, only closed during rifle hunting season. So this will be the first big ride after the rifle season is complete. It's up in Outing, Minnesota. The four-wheeler club up there is amazing. They do such great work, and they really roll out the red carpet. This is the only ride that they do in the wintertime, and they'll have a hot chocolate station. They got a station where they've got a bonfire and you can roast s'mores. They cook hot dogs. I think last year they even had pots of chili out there. So they lead you through the trail system and have all these little stops you hit along the way, and it's a great time. It's a great time to meet new people and get some use out of those side-by-sides with the heaters.
Yeah, you mentioned that club. I was looking at some of the things they've been able to accomplish just in the last, several months, and they're really working hard to make it a great experience for everybody. You talked about the winter riding season, Dean. For coming from an expert like yourself, what are some things, maybe new riders that haven't been out there in the winter, what are some things they have to consider that they don't have to consider in the fall from both the ride and a safety standpoint?
Well, so I tell everybody it's a lot like snowmobiling, just a little bit slower. most of our trail systems that are open in the wintertime are standalone trail systems, so you're not going to be able to go from town to town like you would in the summertime. Most trail rides in the winter are usually a little bit shorter. People get a little chilly, and always helmet, gloves, extra gloves, boots. I mean, you gotta be decked out just like you're going snowmobiling. It's the same animal, but just colder. We got a lot of these systems that are only 10, 12, 15 miles, but that's about all you really need in the wintertime.
All right, next up, right after the new year, is the Spider Lake ride. Tell us about that one.
So we do with the Minnesota ATV Riders, we do the kickoff to the 2026 season. We will do the first Saturday in January. We all get together out at Spider Lake, which is one of the bigger systems that's open all winter. And it's just a ride at your own pace. We set up a big bonfire. We cook some hot dogs and just have some good old camaraderie. Boomerangs has been generous to donate us some door prizes in the past. And people just show up. They sign their little raffle ticket. We draw at 3 o'clock, and everybody gets to get out and experience the trails and have some fun, win some prizes, and warm up by the fire.
And finally, check this out. Dean's hard at work. This wasn't enough. He wanted to put more on his plate. So look at this, the Northern Off-Road Expo coming up in April 10th and 11th, I do believe. This is something you've put together for Brainerd. Tell us about the hopefully first annual Northern Off-Road Expo you got going on.
Yeah, so we spent a lot of time in the winter, going to these shows, the sportsman shows and boat shows, and we went to a show that was a camping, fishing, ATV expo, and I'll be honest, I was a little disappointed. I had more ATVs in my garage than they had at this whole entire show. So we decided that we need to do something cool like that. Get people amped up for the springtime riding season, the summer riding season. And, we have such an amazing aftermarket industry around the area, a lot of Minnesota-specific aftermarket companies. We've got a lot of great dealerships with every brand that you can get. So we want to throw kind of like a kickoff to the official 2026 riding season. So April, we're going to be hosting the event right here in Brainerd. So it'll be an excuse to kind of get out of the city for a little bit, come on up to the northern parts of the state, and check out the Northern Pacific Center, which is the old historic train yard. So it's kind of cool. We rented the place. It's all back to the 1920s era, real kind of nostalgic. So I think it'll be a good fit. We got a really good caterer coming in. They're going to have good food. We'll have some drinks there. We got free parking. It's going to be great. We hope to have a pretty good turnout, and like you said, hopefully turn this into an annual event that just gets bigger and bigger and gets people amped up for the riding season.
Cool. And again, if people want to join up with the Minnesota ATV Riders, it's free. It's a Facebook club, and we've got the QR code right there in the corner of the screen that they can do that. So, and Dean is the one that founded it, and we're thrilled to have you on here today. Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Safe riding to you, and we will see you again soon, okay?
We'll see you out there.
All right. Dean is absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys get a chance to meet him at some point. And I'm sure a lot of you that have already been out on the trails have run into Dean because he's out there all the time. Thanks for watching Minnesota Power Sports. Of course, if you're looking for a power sport item like an ATV or a UTV, we've got them. In fact, through November, I believe it's if you get a CF Moto ATV, excluding the 400s, you can get yourself a free snowplow to go along with that. So just come over to Boomerang Marine and Sports, Alexandria and Melrose, and we'd be glad to hook you up with that. Thanks for watching Minnesota Power Sports with Boomerang Marine and Sports.